Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I am here with day 8. Right? We're on 8, yes. And we are using Creative Scrappers 167, and I am going to do something a little bit different today by using the Dear Lizzie Lovely Day collection and work in my Traveler's Notebook. So, I originally am thinking about using these photos that you see, but they are going to get switched up. But what I decided to do was just go through all of these beautiful papers from the collection and just kind of figure out what I want to use. And you're going to see at first, I'm going to work and it's going to look just like I'm working on a normal 12 by 12 layout because that was my original plan. I was going to do a 12 by 12 layout. And as I was working with it, I just realized there's so much real estate on this page and it wasn't flowing the way I wanted it to. The story wasn't anything that absolutely needed to be on a 12 by 12 layout. And so you're going to see that eventually I get smart and turn it into a Traveler's Notebook spread instead. And I love, 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 love the way this turned out. I am starting a new notebook for my son that is going to just be quotes and funny little things that happen to him that are adorable and I absolutely want to remember, but like I said, don't necessarily have to have a full 12 by 12 spread about it. And so that's what it's going to be about. And I'm really excited to work in it. I've already gotten 2 spreads done and I'm just loving it. So here you can see I am figuring out my base paper here. Okay, first of all, you all know how I feel about green and I am horrible with it and I struggle with it. But for this layout, I love it. It was the perfect color choice and it helped my photos really, really pop off the page and it was absolutely the perfect choice. So super excited that I got to use that and I'm gonna just kind of play here. Remember, again, I'm trying to cover everything up. I'm using 3 photos and so I had to make sure that they would cover. It's not all gonna fit on a 6x6 one little strip, so I had to cut 2 strips and kind of put them together. You can't really see the seams in the final image, so I'm fine with that. You do what you can to make everything work. And so you can see that I like that. I'm still kind of thinking for a minute what I want to do next. I'm grabbing some papers. What I'm trying to do is figure out what color I really want to use as the big pattern paper piece neck, like what I'm going to use to offset and make it work. I'm really liking that, but I'm going to just kind of look and see if there's anything else. And I like the hot air balloons. I'm thinking about that. I try these houses. I really like that because we're sitting outside and we're in our neighborhood and I really thought the houses were going to be the perfect touch. So you're going to see that's what I used first, but it does change. I do end up going with that chevron stripe that you see instead. The problem with the houses is I guess if I had used some color to them or something, they would have worked better, but they were just there wasn't enough pop to them, so it wasn't working and it kind of drew your attention away from the photos and I didn't really want that kind of effect. Sometimes I'm okay with that effect. This is not one of those cases. So now you can see that I've grabbed my new photos. These are the ones I'm actually going to work with, and they are photos taken on like 3 days before Nora was born. So we knew we were being induced and we knew she was coming any day. And Jackson could kind of tell there was something going on. And so he was asking for a lot of different things. And one of the things he was asking for was, Mommy, can we please go for a walk? And so he would ask me a lot. Some days I was more in the mood to do so than others. I had a pretty roughish type of pregnancy with my daughter due to some gestational diabetes stuff. So but I knew she was coming. I knew this is probably going to be one of our very last moments together, just the 2 of us. And so, of course, I said, yes, Jackson, let's go for a walk. And I snapped these photos because he was holding my hand, and it's not something he normally does. And he was just being adorable, basically. So I really, really wanted to document that, and that's what these photos represent. I was, of course, trying to just grab the fact that he was holding my hand but not make a big deal out of it. And so that's where the angles come from in the photos. All right, so you can see I tried to make it into a 12 by 12. I did pick this piece of pattern paper. Again, this is from Dear Lizzie. I believe this is the Happy Place collection piece though. And I'm going to turn it into a traveler's notebook with this piece of pattern paper though. I really liked how it really helped pop my photos up off the page, and you could, everything gets back to the photos with using this, and then the chevron paper with that pop of green. So I love that, and I really like the idea of it, and it just all works itself out perfectly. So I just had to trace with my pencil where everything was going. I remember I'm super new when it comes to traveler's notebooks, and to scrapbook in a traveler's notebook is really new to me. And I'm not gonna lie, my paper is like my notebook itself, it's kind of hard to close because I'm going too close to the inside seam, and I need to work on giving it a little bit more space. But it's all a learning process, so it's okay. So you can see I've got that. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna lay my photos. Obviously, I don't want my photos right in the middle of the spread, so I'm off centering that. You did see me, I did it on camera. I traced a scallop because I don't have a punch, so I just traced it and then recut it in that red, and I really like the way that turns out. There's a few little added embellishments that I'm using. I liked those. They were perfect. I used a little, do you remember when those little wood veneer washroom people were really popular? Well, I was able to get some from Studio Calico, and so now I have a bunch in different sizes. So I used a big one to represent me and a small one to represent Jackson, and a little camera there that's in the reds, kind of played off the color tones that I had on the other side with the scallop. I am cutting out the word adventure because anytime we get to go outside for Jackson, it's like an adventure for him. And then you're going to see me trying to figure out where I'm going to place my title and all of the little finishing touches. Because the one thing I really love about traveler's notebooks is that you don't have to do a whole ton of extra embellishments because there's not actually a lot of real estate. So you get your main points across, figure out where you're putting your journaling, and a title if you want one, and that's it. It's really beautiful and easy and fun. And there are some sketches that work really well with this. So I hope you don't mind, but I'm thinking I wasn't originally going to. My original plan was to do all 12 by 12 layouts when it came to these sketches, but I'm having fun with this. So I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to intersperse a few more. There is one tomorrow, and I'm considering, it's just, there's something about Creative Scrappers, the ones that I chose for these layouts, they really work really well. So I hope you don't mind, but this one and the next one and the next one. So today's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, they're all going to be Traveler's Notebook spreads. And then Tuesday, I'm going back to a 12 by 12, and I will try to make sure to do like a full week of 12 by 12s before I do another Traveler's Notebook, because I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. So if you don't like them, if it's not really your thing, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you skip the next 3 days, it's fine. If you just kind of want to see what they look like, go ahead and just hop on my Instagram at Christy's Beautiful Life and look there, just so you can see what it looks like, and you don't have to watch the process. It's totally fine. Not going to hurt my feelings, and I'll see you back on Tuesday. And with that, you saw me write my title, exactly what he asked me. I'm going to put my journaling there. And that's it. So thanks everybody, and I'll be back tomorrow, and it's a little bit of a different video tomorrow.